everybody knows the game of basketball, and two tough teams playing for it. We didn't shoot the ball great. We fought back, did everything except for win the basketball game today. This is more than just a game being with these guys for me. The fact that I get to touch young guys that's gone through some of the same situations that I have as a UK basketball player, and to share stories and moments. These type of experiences last a lifetime. Unfortunately, we came up short, especially at home. That hurts even more, but came down to free throws and just didn't get it done. But these guys have shown class. Fighting. This whole deal, as you see, is very emotional. But off the court, these guys have done exactly what we want. They've represented us as good as you can do. It's a joy for me to have this opportunity. Just unfortunate we just came up a little bit short.
Any questions?
Coach, can you just talk about Big Blue Nation showing up for you guys day in and day out?
That's what hurts more than anything. It's not, yeah, we're playing for $1 million, but to play in front of these fans and to have these fans show up like they do, man, it's a surreal experience, and these guys really appreciate it. And they're in there right now act like they lost a game in the NCAA tournament. It hurts them, just like they did when they played. So nothing changes with Kentucky basketball. Nothing changes with Big Blue Nation. If we were playing jacks and it's us against somebody else and it's some familiar faces, Big Blue Nation is going to show up, unlike any other place in the world. And that's what we're proud of. That's why we are who we are, and that's why Kentucky is who Kentucky is, because of things like this. I'll tell you who's hurting even more. It's TBT. Because they're not going to get another crowd like this. They're not going to get this type of action. They're not going to get this type of coverage. But it was a great experience. Unfortunately, it ended like this. It's always a blast to bring back guys. If it's just an autograph session, a barnstorming event, or just getting together playing golf, it's always unique when guys who ran on that court in Rupp Arena and wore their uniform. It's always a unique experience when we all come together, and this is no different.
Coach, talk us through that fourth quarter run. Obviously, struggled to shoot the ball, struggled to get things going, but I don't know what had happened. Did you change anything? Did the guys just play?
Well, I did. I just told them, listen, we got to do it my way now. We start running things. We start getting ball movement. We start playing off pick and rolls, We start getting action to where now we don't have to just dance with it and settle for something. We're getting them off balance, getting the defense moving, which was allowing us to get to the rim because we weren't shooting it great at all. And, we made how many threes tonight? Three threes, 3 for 15. And we still had a chance to win the basketball game. So they did exactly what we needed them to do, but we got to make free throws down the stretch. You can't go 1 for 2, 0 for 2, 1 for 2, 0 for 2, especially in Elam ending. You got to get at least a 2. And I thought we were doing that, and we did exactly what we needed to do to put ourselves in a position to have a lead once the Elam ending started. Now we got to stay with it. And I thought we did for the most part, but we didn't get enough stops like we normally do. We gave up too many offensive rebounds, long offensive rebounds from threes. They beat us to balls. And that was one of the keys to the game today, was to keep them. We had to win the 50-50 balls, and we didn't win the 50-50 balls today.
A two-part question for you here. One, just what you said about Willie's performance, perfect from the field, legend rebounds, and then two, kind of how is he doing after that?
He's upset. He's really upset. But this is the game like last year where he started to come on, started to get his legs under him a little bit. And that's what he showed tonight, dunking, running the floor, finishing. And now he's mad because now he finally got his body back right. Now it's over, but man, Willie's Willie. You know what I'm saying? Willie's like our Dennis Rodman. You know, it doesn't take much for him to do what he does. You know what I'm saying? His package is his package. And he stays within who he is. So he doesn't have to do a whole bunch of other things to get ready for a game. And, man, I tell you what, Cal's a lucky man because me being a college basketball coach, you dream of coaching guys like Willie Cauley-Stein. You just do, because he's that one toy that's under the Christmas tree that you can play with every toy. That little kid, all of a sudden, but it's that one toy that you always come back to. And he is that toy that you always know that can be an X factor in a basketball game. And you saw him getting out there and passing lanes, being Willie Cauley-Stein. But it came down to just, you know, we had our chances. You know what I'm saying? We can't knock that. We had our chances. We just didn't capitalize on our chances, and especially at the free throw line.
And then talking about Khalil Whitney, two-part question. One, was it the game plan that they didn't kind of feed it to him? And then can you also just kind of talk
I told the guys because he was our most consistent scorer. And he's the one who's really the best at coming downhill and creating his own shot. So I just created ISOs for him to take a guy one-on-one on a clear out on the other side. And he delivered every single time coming down the stretch. So, you know, sometimes when you got guys like this, you know, some guys try to overcoach and do this and do that. Man, it's just like Doug Collins said when Michael Jordan, you know, was killing, you know, give him the ball and get the you-know-what out of the way. And that's exactly what type of game this was for Khalil.
Couple more questions.
Obviously, we all know Khalil's time here at Kentucky was even shorter than most one-and-dones. How kind of special was it maybe for you to see him have this moment despite not getting the win?
It's always special because he wore the uniform. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We, as Kentucky fans in Big Blue Nation, we just look at as a machine. You come here, everything's supposed to go right, so on and so forth. But these kids come from certain situations that we have no idea what the other side of their life is besides them coming to Lexington. You know, and from what I understand, I don't know everything, but that was the main reason. And you see he hurried up and came back, and he played with pride, just like he had been playing 4 years here. This place is special, man. It's very special, and it's special because what you saw out there in those stands. You know, that's what makes this place special more than any place in the world. DJ Burns never played a drop. He played with me 1 year. We came here and played Kentucky when he played for Mid-Southern, okay? But look how the Big Blue Nation got into his soul. You know, this is unique, man. It's unique, and we had the right group of guys. You know, unfortunately, Lamb went out with a strain injury. We didn't have DeAndre Liggins so our bench started to get a little, you know. But I tell you what, even a hometown kid who grew up right down the street, you know, who's Henry Clay's all-time leading scorer. Tell you what, he's a mainstay in this tournament. He gave us something every time he came into the game, you know, and that's big, and that's something that. You know, Henry Clay and Lexington, Kentucky. This is Lexington, Kentucky, and this is Kentucky. And this kid grew up dreaming of playing at Kentucky. Then to get an opportunity, went to the next best thing. Northern Kentucky became their all-time leading scorer. And all of a sudden, he goes to Missouri and he plays great against Kentucky and Rupp. So, you know, it doesn't get any better than this. Unfortunately, we just didn't finish today. I knew it was going to be a tough one. But I thought it was going to be just like this. They were wore down because they weren't as deep. We just didn't finish it. That's all it is.
One more
just
question. Anyone?
You talk about guys that have worn the jersey, the next generation of Wildcats. You probably didn't notice, but they were first row and they were into it. How special is that to kind of bridge the gap maybe between the past and the present?
It's very important. You know what I'm saying? You can't run from it. You make a stay away from it. But you can never get away from it because it's who you are. You know, I've been knowing Jack Givens, Cal Macy, Rick Roby. I know those guys. Those guys are to me what I am to these guys. You know, so it's a chain, and everybody respects one another because they wore that uniform. They know what it feels like when that crowd's cheering and it gives you chills. You know, that crowd got us back in this game, and I knew it would. This guy's going to let that crowd down. Unfortunately, we just didn't finish it when we had him on the hook.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow.